Hey, friend, and welcome back to another episode of the Deep Water Show. And today we have Mom in the house.
Hi, Jackie.
Hey, Mom. Thank you for stepping up and stepping into this space that is all things Jackie in the Deep Water.
I'm glad to be here.
You know, Christy and I, when we do this, we always have these very easy transitions into what we're going to talk about. But I think with you, I just want to jump in.
Okay, go for it.
So, one of my most joyful memories of you is not even a memory that I participated in, but it's this story of my then, I think, 78-year-old mom making snow angels. And who does that?
Me?
Yes, you. Tell me about that.
Well, Jack, my husband, and I moved from Texas to Michigan. And winter came and snow.
Yes.
Well, of course you have to make a snow angel. So I plopped down and made a snow angel.
I think, if I recall correctly, at least one of your brothers, who shall remain nameless,
Yes,
protects
please.
the names of the guilty and the innocent. He had something to say about you, his big sister, making snow angels.
Well, he thought I was a little off my rocker, probably, because, what if I couldn't have gotten up? And I did.
Yes.
But he thought I'd become a turtle if I couldn't get up.
Okay, I want to say there's some sibling humor in there, but you have always had this sense of joy and kind of, I'm going to call it holy mischief because I know you're a very faithful woman, but there's always a lightheartedness to you in going through life.
Yes.
Tell me how it is that you've just never taken yourself or life too seriously.
No, I haven't. It's easier that way, number one. But I just don't see being sad or unhappy or grumpy or whatever. I prefer to be happy and positive.
Okay. Well, I get that because that's what I know of you. And I think that's part of what people get from me. So now they're getting a glimpse of where at least a smidge of it came from my mama. But where did that come from for you? Like, if I get that lightheartedness and joy of life from my mother,
Uh-huh.
where did you get it from?
Well, I got it growing up. I mean, I had it. It just matured. And I think that being from the family I was from, it was there.
Okay.
But as I got older, it just developed.
So, this nature versus nurture idea is that you were naturally part of a family, and then your makeup as an individual, lighthearted, happy, joyful, fun loving. Gosh, all the times at the cottage, I know that we have sassy, fun loving people in your family. But in addition to that, you've chosen to grow that part of yourself over the years.
Absolutely.
Was there ever a season where that joy got hard to hold?
Yes. It was when Jack had a heart attack at 32.
So Jack is my dad.
Oh, Jack is her dad.
Yes.
And I was a young mother and a young wife.
Okay.
And it was like, okay, I'm going to have to take over here a little bit, maybe a lot. And the heart attack he had could have been called a widowmaker, but it didn't. But that's where it started that I had to be a little stronger.
And holding the joy of that became a challenge. Or
Yes,
in that, rather.
in that. Yes.
Maintaining this perspective, this filter of finding joy, finding the positive. That is a hallmark of you. And I'm wondering if there was ever a time where choosing to be joyful, choosing to find the silver lining, where it cost you something, where you took a hit from someone else or from the world by choosing to remain positive.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Okay.
There were times where I chose to be a little more positive, looking ahead, and people didn't see that. They didn't
Mm.
understand it.
So maybe some judgment, if I'm hearing you right, where you were choosing to be hopeful and positive, and they maybe looked at you with a little side eye, thinking, "What the heck, woman? Do you not understand what's going on?"
Oh, absolutely.
Did it cost you relationships
A couple of instances, yes.
where people wanted to just be ugly and nasty and grumpy, and you said, "I just can't stay there with you," and
Yes. I
wow,
got criticized for it.
that is a whole nother level of choosing, right? Because it's easy to say, well, just look for the bright side, just look for the positive. And God works everything for the good of those who loves him. And those are all really easy words to say, and I'm mocking the tone of it because so often people want to just glaze over stuff and make it this, kind of silly, trite, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that you would have lost friendships and relationships because people couldn't see the goodness of God in you. That is,
Yeah.
wow. Sorry for the big long pauses today. This is something I did not know about my mom, and I'm a little wide-eyed right now. I I have always known you to be a formidable woman, and I've always known you to be someone that brings the joy to the party, but I never knew that people walked away from you as a result.
They felt I wasn't being realistic, but my
Mm.
faith helped me on that part.
So, is it one of those moments where we read in the Bible, like the peace of the Lord that passes all understanding,
Absolutely.
the joy of the Lord within you, past all understanding, and you pressed into that when the world didn't get it?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Well, I have a lot of other questions written down, but I'm having to pivot here a little bit. So, in that room, in that room where the weight of people saying, you're wrong. I don't get
Mhm.
it. I don't understand what you're seeing, and I can't go there with you. In the room where you're 32 and your husband has a heart attack that should have killed him. Thanks be to God, it did not. When you're in the room where your daughter is diagnosed with MS, when you're in the room of whatever these really unbearable weighted moments are, most people would break. Most people would cry. And maybe you cry behind closed doors when it's just you and God.
Mhm.
But how do you bring that laughter, the true lightness, the true silver lining of the moment? How do you bring that in a space when most women would cry?
Well, it doesn't mean I didn't cry,
Yes.
but, and this may sound a little silly, but I clean.
You clean.
I clean, which may be a whole nother subject, but that's where I'm doing mindless work and I can think through what's going on in my life. I
Okay.
can think about answers to the questions I have about what's going on in my life. Or maybe I've already got those answers and I just need to tuck those away for a while and clean.
Okay. I I want to say there's some profound deep water in here about Jackie and a clean home and some kind of, I don't know. But what I do know is that part of the rules of Carol growing up, one of those, well, two of those were you make your bed every day.
Yes.
And then the other one was once I had a home of my own with my husband and then children was you can have clean dishes drying on the counter, but never a sink full or a counter covered in dirty dishes.
Right.
So I hear this thread of cleanliness being a grounding space for you.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Okay. So, for example, I flew down here to visit
Yes.
with you.
Yes.
Well, I cleaned my apartment. I did all the dishes. Well, the dishwasher did, but
Yes.
I washed all my clothes. I dusted. I did everything. So when I go back, I have my haven, my resting place, my peaceful place. I don't have to worry but being.
So this notion of making your bed every day and keeping a tidy kitchen contributes to when you've been out in the world
Yes.
and you come back to your space,
Yes.
you have a restful space to be.
Yes. Exactly.
Literal rest, but then also a space where you can rest in God. If unlike now where we're having a girls' week and it's great,
Yes.
but you want to, trips are great, girls' weeks are great, but everybody at the end of it wants to go back home and breathe their own air.
Correct.
So it's not saying anything negative about our time together that you
No.
want to have a beautiful, clean, tidy space to return. And in the chaos of the world, when you're entering a season or a moment that feels like it could break you, if you have this orderly, calm space, it can offer you safe haven.
Absolutely.
Or what about restoration?
Restoration as well, because, we've been pretty busy. So you can rest, I can rest.
In those moments when not just resting after fun, but in those moments where life has been really, really hard, what's actually going on inside your head and your heart that allows you to find moments of joy for yourself or to share with others?
Well, I'm going to say, I can go home. I can meditate. I can pray. I can just rejoice in the fact that I had that opportunity to.
Okay, I'm not talking about
Yeah.
the easy, fun stuff though, Mom. When life is hard,
Yes.
when you're in a room with another woman or another person and life is breaking them hard, or you're in a space where life, by any other means or measure, would break a woman, how is it? What is going on inside your head and heart in that moment that you're not broken?
My faith.
It's a pretty good example.
That's the way it is for me.
That's the way it is. There it is. Mic drop. That's the way it is. Uh, Part of being the way it is for you is that you're a very adventuresome woman.
Yes.
You have this global sense of wonder that defies age. Literally, the woman went ziplining 2 years ago and did like a 10 zip line course. And I think at least one of the boys has asked if you would go skydiving.
Yes.
And you said, well, sure, but you've had a double cornea replacement. So they're not really cooperating with rapid decelerization. And
Right.
okay, so no skydiving. Nonetheless, this is indicative of the spirit of adventure within you.
Yes.
As a woman coming up on 60, not soon, but soon, I look up to you as this great example, not just as my mom, but as a woman that is ahead of me in life. And I think of this expectation that when you reach a certain age, you should just be settled. You should be serious. And I like maybe joy becomes undignified at some point. I don't know. But in my head, there is this okay, well, you're going to get to be here. And then you're going to need to do this thing, but you can't do that anymore. That is not you. That is not the example you set. I want you to tell me how. Because I want to be the 80-year-old who goes zip lining and mountain climbing and makes snow angels. How do you get whatever it is within you? How do you get it? How do you keep it? How do you grow it?
Well, to start with, before Jack passed, he was like, you go and do all the things that we were going to do. But he couldn't. So I'm fulfilling that dream. Plus,
Yeah.
God has physically given me the fun-loving person I am
Yes.
and the, um, what do I want to say, the adventurous soul that I have. And I just feel that it's important to be able to fulfill the things that I can do
Okay.
rather than just sit home and
Be a little old lady.
be that little old lady. I can't.
So I don't know that you and I've ever talked about this either. Lots of new topics today. See what happens in
Okay.
the deep water?
Yes.
God equips us and gifts us,
Yes.
each of us individually, with talents and strengths. And is there a part of your faith that compels you to enjoy the life He's given you?
Absolutely. I think I've been blessed with that ability.
What would you say to the 30-year-old that's listening right now? You're 80, Mom. You are the most beautiful, wise, loving, enjoyable, energetic, enthusiastic woman I know. And you've got a 30-year-old looking up at you saying, Tell me, tell me, tell me how your faith has guided you to be the person you are and seek the joy and the adventure. Give her one nugget today. No pressure.
No pressure. Think you have to listen to your heart and pray to God that all the adventurous things He's going to allow you to do is blessed by Him, that you can do those things. I also look at Proverbs 3,
Okay.
and it says, trust in the Lord. I'm trusted.
You're throwing caution to the wind in all of your life and just trusting that it's all going to be good.
Well, it might not be, but yes, I am.
I don't think you're being flippant, though.
No, I'm not being flippant at all.
For example, I know that when you go hiking, you walk with walking sticks
Yes.
and you climb high stairs and you hold onto the railing. So I don't want anyone to think we're just saying be ridiculous and do whatever.
No, no, no.
But you're saying God has given me the spirit of adventure.
Yeah.
And if He's going to give me the opportunity, I'm going to seize it.
And I'm going to seize it in a way that will be okay for me physically.
Yes.
But yes, I'm going to seize it.
Carpe diem for Jesus? Is that insolent?
Well, I don't know what carpe diem means.
Seize the day in Latin.
Oh, seize the day in Latin.
Okay.
At least that's not my attitude.
We're going to say carpe diem.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. For the 30-year-old and the almost 60-year-old and the 80-year-old. have faith that God's got you, and carpe diem for now.
Bye.